One of the defining characteristics in ASD is difficulty with the use of spoken language. And it's clear that, beginning with our first speaker, we've been talking about communication quite a bit today. But language itself is a classic symbolic system where the words that we use refer to something else. They symbolize something else, they refer to something else. And when kids have difficulty with it, we sometimes shift to using pictures as the means to communicate, such as putting it together in a picture exchange system, like in this shot, the picture on the right, the PEC system itself. But pictures are also symbols. Right? It's important that we realize that they're also symbols and they refer to something else. So it's not, and kids with ASD sometimes have difficulty mastering systems like PECs or others. Some are fine with it, some have difficulty. So in our labs, we've been investigating whether, in fact, the understanding of the symbolic natures of pictures comes about readily in ASD, and whether that could help us understand how critical it is to mastering systems like PECs and others. So first of all, the understanding of pictures is not innate. So if we look at young Ben over here on your left, he's equating the picture with the object, and in fact is reaching into the picture to grab the object. And it isn't until later that that changes. He comes to understand that pictures are symbols and referring to something that isn't present in this case. So in our lab, we've been looking at the development of these pictures as symbols. So in our symbolic picture tasks, we showed children the actual dollhouse here in the upper left, and then had them move away from it, and so it's not in view. In task 4, and in 5 that I'll talk about here, we take a toy, this Pooh Bear, and it's hidden within the dollhouse by one of the experimenters, out of the child's view, and the kids are shown one of these specific photographs and are told that Pooh is hiding here. Find him. So again, the child really needs to understand that the picture is a symbol of the hiding location and use it to guide his or her behavior in finding the doll, the toy. Now task 6 is a little bit more difficult. Here the picture serves 2 roles. The toy is hidden again in the dollhouse. The child is presented this time with a duplicate toy and saying, here's your toy, here's Pooh. A different one, here's another Pooh. And the photograph of the hiding location is then placed in front of the toy to completely occlude it, and the child is told it's hiding here. Right? So in this case, this enhances the salience of the picture as an object because it's a blocking object as well as a symbol of where the object actually is, where the doll actually is. So we're curious as to whether that had a negative impact on the use of a symbol in kids, and in particular, typically developing kids. They pass this task around the age of 3, but at the age of 2.5, they don't. So that's kind of a critical age period there. But solving tasks 4, 5, and 6 are assumed to indicate symbolic understanding. So, does understanding of pictures as symbols predict success with learning the PEC system? We pre-tested 22 nonverbal kids beginning to learn PECs with our symbolic task. And in fact, children who showed symbolic ability were twice as likely to master the higher levels of the PEC system than kids who didn't show that symbolic ability. So symbolic function seems facilitative of success with a picture communication system. But ultimately, the study probably tells us more about the development of this understanding of pictures as symbols. So children with ASD follow the same pattern of symbolic development as kids without ASD. But the timing was delayed, and basically it was linked to their developmental level. So what it's showing us essentially is that this is another intact skill in autism. The kids with ASD are developing in the same way, the skills in the same way as other kids do, but it's delayed and based on their developmental level. Thank you.